Well, today was a lot of fun with Zeus. I try and spend a little bit of time with him every day. Every time we go out and play together or just hang out together, he makes some changes. And sometimes they're little, sometimes they're big. But what I notice more often now is that he's really engaged with me all the time. Like, his attention is with me, his thought is with me, he releases with me, he relaxes with me. He wants to play and engage with me and just loves spending time together, and it's really mutual, which I think helps a little bit too. So you can see here, we just kind of went out for a little walk, and he's just releasing and relaxing so much here, just hanging out in my space. And that is a big thing for him. Even a few months ago, something like this wouldn't even have been possible. So it's huge. And one thing I notice more and more now is that he's interested in playing with stuff. So whether that's me or my clothes or my shoelaces or zipper or the lead rope, something he's needs to play with a little bit, and it's a lot of fun to see. So here we go, I'm playing around. This is a box out on the obstacle course, and this is exactly what I get people to do, is ride up to it, get off on the box, send their horse around both ways, and get back on. So it's a great place to start working with horses, or starting colts or restarting horses, which I tend to do so often, because it puts you in a position way above the horse where they get to have the pressure of someone way above their head. And Zeus just excels at all this stuff. So I go ahead and hop on him. And I don't have a worry in the world. Like, he's so calm and just peaceful with me in his space. And you can see, again, we were talking about play a little bit. The lead rope here is way more fascinating and interesting to him than it is having me on his back. That's perfect. So I intentionally kind of drag my leg over his back getting off, and again, no response out of him, no hint that he's uncomfortable with those types of things. So that really goes to show that the training that I've been doing with him has been very successful, and he's really taken it to heart. And what I mean by that is we've done a lot of work on how to release the pressure, how to follow me under pressure, and how I'm the answer to pressure. And those things are pretty important when we're working with horses, all horses, but especially when we're starting them. And I think that's one of the things that these wild guys miss out on a little bit. They don't have they haven't had the opportunity like domestic horses have had to be exposed to all these pressures. So if we try and start them like we do domestic horses, it generally ends up in a bad way, because they require a little bit more detail in those relational pieces. How to relate to a person, how to release with a person, how to follow a person. Those are some of the things that domestic horses almost take for granted, but with a guy like this, it's certainly something else. So I swing a leg over this guy again, and this time I'm going to step it up a little bit and start playing around with a little bit more pressure on his back. So I want him to really realize that I'm up there and moving around a little bit. So keeping one hand on that box gives me the ability to leverage a little bit and push him over. So you can see right here, I'm pushing pretty hard on that box, and it's rocking his whole body side to side. So this way he gets the feel of my leg on either side of his body, my seat pushing a little bit side to side on his back, and it's very clear when I do that I'm actually up there moving around. And his response is, wow, this lead rope is still a fun toy. So he's totally cool with this stuff, which is just beautiful. So that exercise went great. So here I take my weight off the box, put all my weight on his back, and again, sort of repeat that last exercise, but without the leverage of the box. So I'm shifting my weight around a little bit forwards and backwards, side to side, and starting to think about pushing my seat forward and thinking forward so that he'll pick up on that and start to move out a little bit. Come here. That's my bud. That's my bud. That's my buddy, eh? He's good. Oh, my friend, I love you.